Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What is the best way to memorize the Quran consistently without stopping and committing to it? Also, in regards to the best way of memorizing other texts in Islam, such as Usul al-Thalatha, or books in Aqidah, or books in Hadith, such as 40 Hadith of Nawawi, and other great primers and sciences in Islam.
Right. First of all, we have to understand that the people differ in the memorization, like the Sahaba. Not all of them had the same capability of memorization. As for Abu Huraira, for example, Allah gave him a strong ability and a big ability in memorization. He was someone who was illiterate. He does not read or write, but he used to sit to the Prophet ﷺ, and this is one important factor that we need to know about. They say if you give knowledge, all of you, knowledge gives you some of it. And if you give knowledge, some of you, knowledge gives you nothing of it. That means you have to give time for knowledge. And that's why Abu Huraira, when Rasulullah passed away, he used to teach people many ahadith. And the Sahaba complained to Umar ibn Khattab when he was the Khalifa that Abu Huraira is saying, teaching people too many ahadith, that even many of them we did not know, we did not hear. Umar asked him to come, and he asked him, what is this that you are narrating a lot of ahadith? Why the Sahaba and Umar were surprised of what Abu Huraira was doing? It is because Abu Huraira was with the Prophet ﷺ only for small portion of time, 3 years and couple of months. Since he accepted Islam on year 7 of Hijrah, and the Prophet ﷺ died on year 10 of Hijrah after Hajj, and year 11, beginning of year 11. So that is only 3 years and a few months. But they were with the Prophet ﷺ from beginning, and they did not have all this much number of hadith like Abu Huraira. Abu Huraira, no one reached him in number of hadith. He reported, he memorized 5,374 hadith. The closest one to him was just maybe half of what he radiallahu anhu had memorized. And when Umar said that, he said, well, I was somebody who did not work, did not marry. I was living in the masjid, sticking to the Prophet ﷺ like his shadow. Like his shadow. He never, the Prophet ﷺ never be seen appeared in public without Abu Hurairah. Abu Hurairah was with him all the time. And that's why he got most of it. And then he said, no one had more hadith than me, except if it is Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As, because he was someone who used to write and I did not used to write, meaning I was illiterate. But even Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As is not considered from the 7 who memorized most hadith, meaning 1,000 and more. So this shows that the capability of memorizing is a gift from Allah. They say that Ad-Daraqutni, Allah gave him ability of memorizing the way maybe no one else was given. Allahu A'lam. He said that when he used to walk in the streets and in the markets, he used to block his ears with his index fingers. And when he was asked why, he said, I'm afraid that the speech of people be saved in my memory. It's like a recorder. Like a recorder. So it's capability of memorization is different from one to one. But this is not the only way we worship Allah. You can worship Allah with whatsoever knowledge Allah gave you. The important thing is to act upon what Allah given you in memory and understanding, because as the Prophet ﷺ said, people are different. Some of them are able of memorization, but less, they are more in memorization than others, but they are less in understanding what they memorize than others. As he said, نبر الله امرئا سمع منا مقالة فوعاها فأداها كما سمعها فرب مبلغ أوعى من سامع ورب حامل فقه إلى من هو أفقه منه. Isa said, may Allah turn the face of the one who hears our speech into and act upon it and convey it. May Allah turn his face in brightness, or give brightness to his face, give brightness to the face of the one who hears our speech and convey it to others who may be given more understanding than him to what we said. See, it's a provision from Allah. He gives this one more memory. He gives this one more understanding. Okay, so the most important thing is to act upon that. To act. The best way to memorize something, or in regard to the Quran and knowledge, first, make your time of memorizing new portion of the Quran after Fajr. Do not leave the masjid after Fajr. Remain in the masjid. Bring your adhkar after Salah. Bring your adhkar of morning. And then the remaining time, stay in the masjid until sun rises, reciting the portion. Let's say you are someone who are able to memorize 5 ayat a day. Sit that time repeating those 5 ayat. But before that, you need to read them before a qualified teacher or reciter to make your tongue go on the correct pronunciation. And then do that. Okay. Through the day, keep repeating those 5 ayat, the new 5 ayat. At night, you have to be someone who stands for night prayer and recite from your old memorization, adding to them the ayat, the 5 ayat you memorized, 5, 4, 3, 2, 10, as your ability for each day. Add this new ayat that you memorized today, you add them to you add them to the old ones, and by that you keep and act, understand what you recite, go to the tafsir and learn during the day, because as Ibn Umar said, he said, we did not used to move from 10 ayat until we understand. Yani in memorization, we did not used to move to another 10 ayat for memorization until we understand the rulings and guidances in them and act upon them. So if you don't act upon what you memorize, you won't keep it in memory. It will go. And also, as the Prophet ﷺ said, you have to check your memorization by reviewing and looking into the Quran regularly. Otherwise, you will lose these surahs or ayat that you memorize. Same thing with knowledge. Same thing with knowledge. Wallahu a'lam.